Welcome to Mysteries and Crime, where we delve into the most chilling mysteries and unravel the darkest crimes. Before we dive into today's story, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support allows us to continue bringing you these compelling tales. Today's case sent shockwaves across the nation. It's a story of love turned lethal, religious extremism, and a mystery that left investigators and the public reeling. This is the case of Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow, a couple whose beliefs in doomsday prophecies allegedly led to lies, manipulation, and ultimately murder. Settle in. This is not just a story, it's a haunting journey into the unimaginable. The story begins in September 2019 in Rexburg, Idaho. The town, nestled among Idaho's quiet countryside, seemed like an unlikely backdrop for what would become one of the most disturbing criminal investigations in recent history. It was here that two children, 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow and 16-year-old Tylee Ryan, suddenly vanished. At first, it seemed like a misunderstanding. Lori Vallow, the children's mother, assured everyone they were fine. She claimed JJ, who had autism, was staying with friends, and that Tylee was pursuing her independence. But as days turned into weeks, those reassurances began to ring hollow. Family members became increasingly worried. Lori's brother, her niece, and even her late husband's relatives began raising alarms. Something wasn't right. By late 2019, local police and the FBI were involved. They conducted welfare checks, hoping to ease the fears of concerned family members. But Lori's explanations grew stranger each time. She dodged questions, made vague comments, and in one bizarre moment, suggested that others were meddling in her life. Then, just as the pressure mounted, Lori and her new husband, Chad Daybell, fled to Hawaii. This sudden move only deepened suspicions. Let's rewind for a moment. To understand this case, we have to go back to Lori and Chad's beginnings. Lori Vallow had been married 4 times. Her life seemed ordinary on the surface, raising her children and moving between states as her family grew. But everything changed when she discovered Chad Daybell. Chad was an author of religious books, novels that blended faith with vivid depictions of the apocalypse. To some, his writings were imaginative fiction. To others, they were dangerous doctrine. Chad believed he had visions of the afterlife and could communicate with the dead. He also preached a unique and extreme interpretation of Christianity focusing on the end times. When Lori met Chad at a religious event in 2018, she was captivated. The two quickly developed a bond that went far beyond friendship. Chad saw himself as a prophet, and Lori, it seemed, believed she was destined to stand by his side. Their relationship grew quickly, but it came at a cost. In July 2019, Lori's then husband, Charles Vallow, was shot and killed by her brother, Alex Cox. Alex claimed he acted in self-defense, but Charles had reportedly grown increasingly afraid for his life in the months leading up to his death. He had warned police that Lori was acting erratically, claiming to have visions and calling herself a god. Charles believed Lori's new beliefs were dangerous, and that she and Chad were plotting something sinister. His warnings, tragically, went unheeded. Just months later, another mysterious death occurred. Chad Daybell's wife of nearly 30 years, Tammy Daybell, passed away in October 2019. The cause was listed as natural, and Chad declined an autopsy. But Tammy's sudden death raised eyebrows, especially when Chad married Lori just 2 weeks later. By this point, investigators were beginning to connect the dots. The disappearances of JJ and Tylee, the suspicious deaths of Charles and Tammy, and Lori and Chad's erratic behavior painted a chilling picture. But where were JJ and Tylee? The children hadn't been seen in months. JJ's bright smile and Tylee's vibrant personality were heartbreakingly absent from family gatherings, social media, and their usual routines. Investigators pieced together a grim timeline. Tylee was last seen at Yellowstone National Park on September 8, 2019. She had gone there with Lori, JJ, and Alex Cox. The final photo of Tylee, smiling in front of a geyser, was a haunting reminder of what was lost. JJ was last seen days later at his school in Rexburg. After that, Lori pulled him out of school, telling staff she planned to homeschool him. Both children disappeared without explanation. The case took a shocking turn in June 2020. After months of investigating, authorities executed a search warrant at Chad Daybell's property. They focused on an area in the backyard, a patch of earth that appeared disturbed. What they found there was devastating. JJ's body was buried, wrapped in plastic and duct tape. Nearby, Tylee's remains were discovered, burned and dismembered. The discovery confirmed the nation's worst fears. JJ and Tylee weren't missing. They were victims of an unspeakable crime. With this discovery, the spotlight turned squarely on Lori and Chad. Prosecutors alleged that the couple saw the children as obstacles to their new life together. They pointed to text messages and emails that revealed a twisted belief system. Lori and Chad had allegedly categorized people as light or dark, depending on their perceived spiritual worth. Those labeled dark were seen as irredeemable and even dangerous. Court documents revealed that Lori and Chad had labeled both JJ and Tylee as dark. The couple's chilling beliefs, prosecutors argued, led to the murders of the children. The legal battles surrounding the case have been lengthy and complex. Lori and Chad are both charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy, and other crimes. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty for both. Lori's trial began in 2023, with harrowing testimony from family members and investigators. Her defense team argued that she was manipulated by Chad, claiming she was vulnerable to his influence. Chad's trial is expected to follow, with a similar focus on his role as the alleged mastermind behind the crimes. This case is about more than just two individuals. It's a story of how dangerous beliefs can spiral into tragedy, and how those closest to us can sometimes be the greatest threats. For JJ and Tylee, their bright futures were stolen. JJ's infectious energy and love for his family, and Tylee's sharp wit and dreams of adventure were extinguished far too soon. Their story is a painful reminder of the need for vigilance and the importance of protecting the vulnerable. Thank you for joining us on this harrowing journey into the Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow case. If you found this story compelling, please like this video and subscribe to Mysteries and Crime. We'll see you next time as we uncover another mystery or crime that demands to be told. Stay safe and take care.